up, guys? It's Scott with Neverhead back for another Metamaterials update, and the low volume drought continues today with only 6.6 million shares traded so far. Just getting into power hour right now, currently down about 5 cents. Down 0.4 and we had an absolutely massive sell-off this morning. I thought freaking Papa George died in a plane crash or something. Nope. Turns out only good news came out today. It's fucking ridiculous. RSI got all the way down to 14.63, and then luckily we had a nice big rally here, and then we've since continued to trend in the wrong direction here, but we got a lot to get to today, so let's keep it rolling. All right, so first bit of good fucking news. Papa G confirmed that at least 3 contracts are currently in the works. Meta is currently pursuing multi-year, multi-million-dollar contracts with several manufacturers. That's the first uplifting thing for today, so it could be good coming forward. All right, moving on to Ortex. Got to space out the good news so we don't get too excited, as we are still down a couple cents today and not a ton of volume. So right now Ortex is looking not too much different here. Short interest change of just minus 0.62%, and we do have 268,000 more shares returned than borrowed, and the short interest currently is sitting around 22.7 million, and cost to borrow is way down, minus 14.52%, and we're looking at the minimum cost to borrow is 1.04, and the max right now sitting at 9.56. Free float on loan up just a tiny bit, up almost a full percent, more like 3/4, and utilization hovering right around those low 90s here, down just a little bit from yesterday. And let's see what we got here on Fintel. So the days to cover still creeping ever closer to that 6 days to cover short squeeze indicator mark. Dark pool short volume ratio still very high at almost 50%, and the short squeeze score has dipped a tiny bit down to 77.56, down from the mid-80s last week, and the shares availability also down quite a bit. I think last week we were as high as 1.8, 1.6, 1.8-ish. Now we're down to 400,000, and then right around here, 7 hours ago, is right about when we had that gigantic sell-off. So it was nice of them to kill all of the momentum for the day, get people scared that this thing was going to go back down to $4, but we are back, baby. All right, and cost to borrow is again down a tiny bit from last Friday, and then up just a little bit from yesterday, but again about the same here. Friday I pretty much was spot on the closing price for Metamaterials. We did end up closing at $4.99, just like I had predicted earlier in the video, looking at the options here, and there was just not nearly enough volume to sustain anything, and we did have a late dip to close under that $5 strike price, and fucking I think it was an additional 10,000 people out of shares. The hedge funds and the shorts just collected a ton more in free premium. Very good for them. I'm sure they're going to try it again this month with the November 19th calls here. I was not expecting for us to dip even lower than $4.99. I thought yesterday we would have jumped back up a bit, but it was not to be, and then again down another 4 cents today. And let's see what we got for dark pool. Volume is a little bit lower. We were up in the low 60% ranges, but we did have higher volume today than we did pretty much on any day last week. So could have more people buying that dip up. And yeah, look, if we see for Friday, total short volume 64.25%. You don't think they were trying to get that free premium? That's exactly what they were trying to do, and it worked on only 3.99 million shares traded, or total volume reported. They pretty much had their way with us on Friday, and it looks like short volume was down a little bit yesterday, back in within the normal range here. I would imagine it's going to be about that for today. We'll have to wait until tomorrow to confirm that. All right, second piece of good news on this red day here. Meta appoints Carlos Smits as Vice President of Talent and Culture. This guy came over from Google to a tiny little metal company, as Jim Cramer put it. Mr. Smits brings more than 25 years experience working with some of the world's most recognized corporations to help strengthen their talent, culture, and scale. He will be responsible for all human resource activities to support Meta's growth through talent and leadership development, talent acquisition, learning, diversity, and inclusion. Prior to Metamaterials, Carlos was a talent acquisition lead at Google, where he led the frontline recruitment, developing people plans for Google's AR product area, and was a mentor for the women founders cohort of the Google for Startups Accelerator. Before Google, Carlos was the director of talent acquisition at North Inc., a smart AR glasses company, where he was instrumental in scaling the organization to 450 people. Excellent news there for this tiny little Canadian metals company that is under $5 a share. All right, now we are going to get into some speculation here, so get those tinfoil hats out. So first bit of speculation here from the very intelligent James A. Vincent 1. It's been right on a lot of things, so we'll see how this pans out. But his thesis here is that the tracts of land that Torchlight Energy owns have been sold, and in this he is comparing right here the minimum bid per acre on a similar piece of land that is being used for wind energy or possible archaeological site, bidding $1,000 per acre. And we have a second tinfoil hat theory here from a Mr. Routine Bill 2860. This is actually very interesting, though, so I thought I would include it as well. Although, I mean, it does have a lot of Google Earth images from the Oregon project, but it does seem to take some leaps. So we'll see if we can kind of decipher that. All right, so Mr. Routine. So he started connecting some dots, and they start looking more and more like dollar signs. Here we got the pictures. Looks like there is a lot going on here. Here we got a bucket loader, maybe some pay dirt, a brine pool, tilled dirt, some more tilled dirt, and a tractor trailer scale. And we have a producing lithium mine that is about 100 miles away. It is about 50 miles away from the Oregon project here with the Google Earth. And this is an overhead shot of the standard strip mined lithium mine here. And this is a zoomed in shot of the nice little above ground swimming pool here that looks eerily similar to this little lithium extractor. This is not at the Round Top mine. This is just a Google image of one of the lithium extraction techniques. And this could just be for the crew to be swimming laps in and bobbing around drinking beers after hours. We do not know. Does look fairly similar to this little kiddie pool over here. And there are some instances where lithium is extracted using existing oil wells here. So this is from Amanda Hall. Working with the oil and gas industry, we can take advantage of the infrastructure already existing in place, said Amanda Hall, president of Summit Nanotech. The infrastructure isn't the only advantage. The Ludec Formation, the source of Alberta's first big oil boom, is also rich in lithium. There's about 10.6 million tons of lithium carbonate equivalent identified in the province, according to the Canadian Lithium Association, and the potential could be even bigger. And it looks like they use the same kind of pockets, the same water that's pumped in to extract all of that fucking brine and then extract the lithium from the brine. And this is how it's done using geothermal power plants. To summarize, basically, nanotech companies are able to extract lithium from old empty oil and gas wells using geothermal energy. Basically, once they make the money off the oil, they can make money off of the geothermal electricity while making money off of the lithium extraction. To the moon, guys, I guess, maybe. But anyways, guys, that is enough speculation for one day. Time to take the tinfoil hats off for now. As always, guys, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more updates on metamaterials as well as other stocks and tokens we like. And I thank you guys so much for watching this far, and I'll see you in the next video.